Alrighty, so it is 5 a.m. in the morning because I'm just now getting around to it. And the update is live, so they came out with Super Awakening 6, and so they gave us a whole ton of Super Awakening coins. I think they gave us 130 in total, which is really, really great. So that puts me up to 211, because I got one from my daily earlier. Total coins. So I kind of wanted to just go over who I would recommend you upgrade and who I'm going to upgrade, just to sort of give you a rough idea of what might be best for you, because obviously some of my picks aren't going to be great for your picks, etc. So the biggest thing that I would definitely recommend you do first is get your current PvP team up, because obviously those are the ones that you're going to be using the most, and PvP is actually, you know, where most of your CC needs to be going, because you know, you want to try to go first in PvP and stuff like that. So for me specifically, I do use Margaret right now because obviously she's probably my favorite unit in the game at the moment. So we're going to go ahead and spend 18 coins. That's because I do not have her 6/6, so it's going to be a lot of my units actually, but 18 coins per unit. So that's obviously a whole lot. Actually, let's look at the stats. So she actually gains 8,000 HP, which is very, very high. I think the most somebody gets is around 10,000. If I'm not mistaken, I think there's a Deanne. I think maybe it's Blue Giant Deanne. Actually, let's look at her really quickly. I think I have her somewhere around here. Yeah, there she is. I want to say, not her ultimate. I want to say she gets actually a really high amount. Oh, I don't even have her close, so will it show me? Oh, okay, she actually only gets 6k. I can't remember which Deanne it is then, but one of the Deannes gets like a ton of HP for some reason. I can't remember exactly why, but this is basically their way of trying to balance units and stuff like that and try to give them a little bit more stats to make them viable, which is cool, I guess. I don't know, honestly it's kind of a hassle more than anything. So that actually pushed our HP up from 166,000 to 178. I know that we were at 58k CC, so we are now at 6199, which is actually pretty nuts, because this is with HP. Okay, this is with HP gear on. Normally I run attack crit on her, so it puts her up to 57. I think she's normally at like 54 with or maybe not 54. It was, I can't remember exactly how much I was with the HP or with the attack gear. I probably should have looked at that beforehand, but obviously, like I said, step number one, you definitely want to get your PvP team up first. So I use her. Obviously, Green Gother is pretty much essential on a lot of PvP teams if you don't have Green Gother. Obviously, Red Gother is still very, very good. So I would recommend you get your Red Gother up if you're using him. Even if I wasn't doing Green Gother for PvP, I would definitely do him as one of my first picks, because he's obviously really, really good in PvE as well. Red Gother goes the same with that. Sariel is probably going to be a PvE unit that I would really, really recommend you go ahead and power up. Who else? Death Pierce is obviously a fantastic unit to put in the back on pretty much any team. So it's actually 15 coins if you do have them 6/6. So I mean, three extra coins isn't really going to break the bank if you have to already spend 15. But obviously, you know, if you're just a couple of coins short, it can make the difference there. So yeah, he's a big unit. The new Ragnarok Deanne, I'm actually having a ton of fun with, so I think I'm going to go ahead and get her up as well. And then I may end up doing probably Blue Droll, because he is the normal like starting lineup unit that I use on the Margaret team. So I think I'm going to go with that. You can see we're already down to 127 coins, which is insane. Like, that's a lot. So I mean, it's really nice of them to give out the free coins and everything like that, but it's a lot of coins. The biggest reason why I say do PvP first is because obviously PvE stuff, like I use Zeldris a lot for Belmoth raids. I would love to Super Awaken him. Obviously he's already at 55k CC. It looks like he's gonna get attack. I thought everybody was getting, no, okay, he actually does get HP as well. He gets 8,000 HP, which actually does bring his thing up quite a bit, and 400 attack isn't honestly that bad. I mean, it's not great, but that'll push him over over 16k attack, which is honestly pretty good. I would really like to do like upgrade him, but he's not really a top priority because I can already do Belmoth raids and stuff like that very consistently. So if it's something that you don't necessarily need the unit for like right away, I would say probably hold off, because you're probably going to want to save at least a couple of your Super Awakening coins for maybe, you know, upcoming units or whatever the case may be, because we already know that the banner after this one is going to be Easton and Mono, which are not very great units. I'm probably skipping those, but after that is going to be Festival Gother, who's coming out, so you maybe want to save a couple of coins so that way when Festival Gother comes out, you already have the coins available and everything like that. One thing that I do want to do is I really want to get my bird team up, because the new bird boss is honestly very, very hard, and obviously any extra stats from Super Awakening that I could get, I think would be a huge benefit. So let's go ahead and do Derriere. I'm gonna go for Brynhildr, or Brunhild. I still think Brynhildr's a better name in my personal opinion, but is what it is. So she gets pretty decent stats from that. Her CC is actually still pretty low though. Who else do I use? I could go ahead and do Sariel because I do swap him out every now and then. The Green Elizabeth is honestly pretty much an essential part to the team, so I think I'm going to go ahead and grab her up a bit. And Margaret's already on the team, and actually I've been subbing her out a little bit with Green Gother here and there, which honestly ends up working out pretty good because having the rank up is so helpful. So that's pretty much the bird team taken care of. I think just out of, you know, necessity, because I use Sariel for pretty much everything in this game, I'm gonna go ahead and do him, and then I think we're probably just gonna sit on the rest of these coins for the moment, unless there's just a character that I end up seeing that I use a whole lot, that I get a lot of use out of. I'm really not going to be too worried about it. Like, you know, say all of a sudden I'm using, you know, Festival Merlin a ton, and I'm like, wow, it would be very useful to have, you know, some extra stats or whatever, or I'm just like, you know, I could get a little bit more damage out or whatever the case may be, then I would go in, give her, you know, the stats, because she's getting 10k HP, which is good for HP, which honestly will in turn make her do more damage because of her passive, the way it works. Well, actually, no, I don't think that works like that. I think hers is like percentage based, right? 40% increases attack related stats by 1% for every 4% of remaining HP. So actually not how that works. One of the units that actually did get shafted that would probably benefit the most from getting extra HP is actually going to be Bond. He only gets 2k HP, but I'm pretty sure the reason why they shafted him on HP is because he's already like exponentially stronger than like 99% of the units in the game. Plus, he was one of the first units to actually get a Holy Relic, which would help him, you know, tremendously. So him having a Holy Relic and getting a super big boost from SA6 and stuff like that, I think they try to take a lot of that stuff into consideration, even though it seems like a super bonehead move from them sometimes to release like a super OP broken character, and it just changes the whole meta. But I think they at least thought it through a little bit with this one and made sure that he didn't get like an insane boost, because obviously his max HP translates to damage, and that would be, you know, not very good. The one Escanor is obviously another really great pick. I think I actually do have him 6/6, which is insane. I think I'm actually going to go ahead and power him up, because I do actually use him quite a bit for PvE stuff as well. I don't really use him as much in PvP anymore. Plus, he's a pretty good link for like just dealing extra damage and stuff like that. I do have my attack crit set on him, and I'm up to 60k CC on him, so that's actually really crazy. But I have his gear like absolutely perfected, so that's probably one of the biggest reasons. But Ludocl is another one that you would kind of want to have good CC on, but he actually got kind of shafted, only 4k, not really that great. You want him to have as much CC as possible because of his passive, but honestly, that's pretty much it. All you really need to do is go through, get your main PvP team set up. If it, you know, if you're really wanting to push just PvP, I recommend you do your main 4 lineup, and then you do the associations for them, so that way you get that much extra CC in ungeared and in geared, so that way you can actually, you know, try to beat your competition as much as possible. But I'm not as worried about the sub or the association units as I am the regular units themselves, because honestly I'm not a very big PvP guy. So for me, I would much rather just have the base unit powered up. But for now, I do have a couple of the hourglasses like saved up, so I might end up using those on the coin dungeon and trying to get a couple of these extra characters up. So that is pretty much it from me. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. Feel free to subscribe for more content in the future, and I think I'm going to try to make maybe a new attempt at the bird boss video with SA6 to see if it actually helped out a lot. I don't necessarily know that it did, but you know, those extra stats might end up being a game changer. So that's pretty much it. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.